and welcome to or welcome back to my channel. My name is Sam and today's video is going to be a book haul. It has been quite a while since I have filmed a book haul and I have quite the haul for you guys. I've got a little bit of everything in here. We've got some fantasy romance, we have regular romance, historical fiction, regular fiction, horror, thriller, a little bit of everything. But we're gonna start out with just fantasy, romance, and then romance because that's what most of you are here for anyway. Yeah, I'm gonna try to speed through these because I don't want to be here all day. So we'll start out fantasy romance because they're right by me. So the first book that I have is A Touch of Golden Madness by K.L. DeVore. This is book 1 in the Celestials of Arcadia series. Do not know how many books is supposed to be in the series, and if I'm being honest, I don't really know anything about this book, like at all. But I have seen really good reviews, so I was influenced. I can't really say anything else about it. And that's probably going to be a theme for a lot of these books. I was influenced, so I bought it. This one I have read. This is book 2 in the Legacy series. This is Storm of Secrets and Sorrow by Melissa K. Warwick. I did not like this one as much as the first one, and I'm really, really nervous about book 3 because of the way that a friendship is going. I don't want to like spoil anything, but this is a dark fantasy romance, and I do like it, and I hope that it doesn't go the way that I'm thinking it's gonna go. Please don't do that to me. Okay, then we have the third book in a trilogy. I think it's only a trilogy. This is A Reign of Rose by Kate Golden. This is book 3 in the Sacred Stones series. I have not read book 2 yet, but I want to do a complete like binge read of the series. And I was thinking about vlogging that. Let me know if that would be something you're interested in. The first book is A Dawn of Onyx, and then book 2 is A Promise of Peridot. And then this is book 3. Let me know. Maybe I could do like a dedicated reading vlog. That's what I was thinking. I have read this book as well. This is The Book of Azrael by Amber V. Nicole. This is book 1 in the Gods and Monsters series. I want to say that there are currently 3 or 4 books out in this series, and I do not know how many there are going to be. This again is like a darker fantasy romance. Very high fantasy romance, I would say. It's not something that it's not one, it wasn't hard for me to follow, but if you're someone who like listens to audiobooks and you like to do other things, you're not going to know what's going on. This is one where you have to like dedicate time to it and like your full attention to the book because there's a lot going on in here, a lot. I did really like this one and I need to continue. And then I had to buy the paperback edition of Fourth Wing. I already have like the holiday edition, but I just had to get this one, okay? I really regret. So I had the first edition hardback that had the sprayed dragon edges. And when I first read the book, I did not like Fourth Wing. I think I gave it like 3.5 stars. And I was like, I don't know. And I decided to sell my book on Pango Books, yes, because I'm like, let me just give this to someone who liked it better than I did and who would appreciate it better than I did. And now I regret that. So I had to get the paperback with the sprayed edges. So yeah, because I did enjoy it the second time around, and I am very much looking forward to Onyx Storm. Yeah, that's book 3. All right, then we have a book of the month pick that I think this was, what month were you? Doesn't it usually say in here? November, yeah. So just got this one, The Road of Bones by Demi Winters. This is book 1 in the Ashen series. I really enjoyed this one, you guys. This was really good. It was very long though. I'm not going to give a full review, but it was long and it felt long, but I did end up really liking it. And again, this is another series that I do want to continue. All right, next up I have House of Beating Wings by Olivia Wildenstein. I'm terrible with names, you all. I'm so sorry. I don't know anything about this book. I want to say that book 2 or book 3 was just published, but I could be wrong because I don't know anything about it. So yeah, the pretty cover and the sprayed edges got me. That's that, okay? Okay, then The Courting of Bristol Keats by Mary E. Pearson. You guys, this book is so stunning. Stunning, okay? I did just finish this book. This is her first kind of dip into adult fantasy romance. And I'm going to save my thoughts for my recent reads video that I'm going to do. We'll probably film it tomorrow, but I don't know which video you're going to see first. So yeah, I did read this though. All right, then we have Metal Slinger by Rachel Schneider. This is book 1 in the Fire and Metal series. I ate this book up. Ate it up, read it in like, well, that's a lie. Because when I first started this book, probably around like 10-15%, I was a little bored and it took me a long time to really like get through that part. But then once I got into it, I couldn't put it down. Could not put it down. I will say that I did not see the ending coming. And I feel like I'm in the minority because I didn't totally love the ending. But I did really enjoy this book and I am really excited to see where this series will go. I don't know. The ending, I'm like, okay, this kind of came out of nowhere. And I almost want to go back and reread it to see if I can pick up on any clues. Like, did the author actually lay down clues or was this out of nowhere? Okay, so this one I do already have the paperback edition, but my copy it's weird. I wouldn't say it's damaged, but it's like the paper and then the spine just wasn't glued down properly. Plus this one had the pretty sprayed edges, so what can I say? Okay, When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker. This is book 1 in a series, the Moonfall series. Loved this book. It is a favorite of the year. I've talked about it already. And I feel like I would probably want to have the hardbacks anyway because that's probably how they're going to start coming out. So I am glad that I got it, even though I already had the paperback. Don't judge. This one was a full-on cover buy and the sprayed edges, okay? They get me anytime I'm walking around the Target book section. Usually a book comes home with me, okay? I have no self-control. I do not. So this is The Games God's Play by Abigail Owen. Don't know anything about this book, but it's really pretty. Like, really pretty. Look at those edges. I think... So it says she'll fight for her life for the god of death. Is it a... Okay. I have never been favored by the gods, far from it, thanks to Zeus. So it's kind of... Oh my gosh, I forgot that this was the end pages. Look at that. Wow. Okay. So it's kind of like a Greek mythology sort of retelling. Has anyone read that? Let me know. And this was actually a gift for my birthday from Nikki, from Nikki and Bookland. This is The Gracier by Kim Liggett. I have heard this being like YA Handmaid's Tale, sort of, and I'm very intrigued by it. So, oh, this isn't even fantasy. This is a speculative YA thriller. So I had this in the wrong category, but it looks very fantasy. I don't know, it's pretty and I want to read it. So there we go. And then I have Neverkeep by Caroline Peckham and Suzanne Valenti. This is their newest series that they are putting out. It says fate doesn't favor the wicked, a dark enemies to lovers romantasy series. Their books are crack, straight up crack. I do not know what they put in it. They're so freaking readable. So I'm very excited to get into this one. Yeah, and the cover's really pretty too. So Again, I'm just excited. I'm probably going to say that a lot in this video if I haven't already. Sorry. Yeah, look at that. That's just, oh, it's so pretty. And I do still need to finish the Zodiac Academy series as well. I think they're all set in the same world, like all of their books, but I don't think you necessarily have to read one series before the other one. Correct me if I'm wrong though. Okay, so we have the last two fantasy romances that I have. So this is The Wraith King by Juliet Cross. I am so excited to read this book, even though I have seen some pretty mixed reviews from people, but the people who love this book really, really love this book. So I'm a little nervous. I'm a little nervous to see how I feel about it, but this cover again is stunning, and I've read Juliet Cross before and I really, really enjoyed her writing. So I'm hoping I'm going to be in the same line as people who really enjoyed this book and not the ones that were let down. And then we have Fear the Flames. This is another book that I have read and I thoroughly enjoyed this book. This is by Olivia Rose Darling. Dragon fantasy romance. The banter in here was so freaking good. I flew through this book. So I really liked it. I wish this had pretty sprayed edges too, but that's okay. The map in here is really pretty though. It's like full color map. I've just been having a lot of fun with fantasy romances lately, even if they don't necessarily they're not my favorite or I didn't rate them like 4 or 5 stars. They've still just been really fun. Okay, I have 2 cats in here, so if you hear them, I'm really hoping that they don't knock anything over or jump on anything. Cookie, I'm looking at you, Miss Ma'am. I'm gonna try to carry on like they're not even in here, but we'll see if that, if that can happen. All right, now we're gonna get into romances. So this first book is another birthday gift. This is from Cynthia from Kindle After Dark. She does have a YouTube, but she is way more active over on Instagram. Her handle is Kindle After Dark. She's hilarious. So she sent me P.S. You're Intolerable by Julia Wolf. I loved this book. It was so freaking good, so cute. Read it if you have not already. And then I got the special edition of Beach Read. Have I read this? No, I have not. Do I have 2 copies of it now? Yes, I do. I really hope I like it. Really hope I like it because I couldn't pass up this book, okay? Do you see how pretty this is? And then look at the edges. I had to get it. I didn't have to. I just wanted it, okay? And then the end pages are super pretty as well. So she needed to come home with me, okay? And then we'll just talk about this whole series as one because what even is this? It's the season to fall in love? No. What is this even? What's the name of the series? I don't know. But I have the Pumpkin Spice Cafe and then the Cinnamon Bun Bookstore and then the Christmas Tree Farm, all by Lori Gilmore. I have read the Pumpkin Spice Cafe. I did enjoy it. It was fun for what it was. Basically just like cheesy Hallmark movie. I had a good time. So I'm hoping that these other 2 will be good as well. At least, a 3-star read, something just super cute, kind of quick to get through. I'm not mad. I'm definitely not mad at it. So yeah, I did get these and they are spicy. They are spicy, even though it looks like they're going to be kind of like cozy mysteries. They're spicy small town romances. So they're super cute. Okay, then I had to get this edition of Stepbrother Dearest by Penelope Ward. This is stunning. I love this. Okay, this cover, I love it. And I read this book years ago and I remember really, really liking it. So maybe I should do a reread. I don't know, but I did really enjoy this book. Then we have a novel love story by Ashley Poston. This is the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition. I, again, have seen some sort of mixed things on this book. I don't know. I have liked every other book that I have read by her, which the only ones that I've read are shoot, I'm forgetting the names, but the two like really popular ones, the 7 Year Slip, and then I don't remember the name of the other one, but I did enjoy those. I'm hoping that this is going to be along the same lines as like a sort of magical realism romance kind of thing. I don't know, we'll see. Then Starting Line by McKay Marie. I cannot remember if I've hauled this before, so if I have, I'm sorry, but this is my favorite book by McKay. I loved this book so much. It follows two Olympians. One is an Olympic swimmer and the other is a gymnast. This McKay needs to write more sports romances, okay? Because this was so freaking good. And if you have not read it, what are you doing? What are you doing? Read that. Okay, then we have Offside by Avery Keelan. This is a monster of a book. Like, look at this giant thing. I've heard really good things about this book. It's a hockey romance. I don't even know if this is, I don't know, is this adult? Is this new adult? Are they in college? Are they not? I don't remember, but the cover's really cute and I do want to read this. So yeah, come on, you guys. Okay. Okay. Then we have Lost and Lassoed by Lila Sage. This is book 3 in her Rebel Blue Ranch series. I have read this one. I'll save my thoughts. It's cowboy, small town, like cowboy romance. Single dad. Yeah. Then we have Slapshot Surprise by Melanie Harlow. Hockey romance, surprise pregnancy. This was adorable. Look at those. The little booties with the hockey sticks. Come on, come on. So freaking cute. Then we've got another favorite book of the year. Play Along by Liz Tomforde. 40. Liz Tomforde. Yes, okay. Y'all, again, if you have not read this book, read it. Okay, Isaiah Rhodes. Everyone needs to meet Isaiah Rhodes, okay? We love him. We love him. Okay, then another favorite book of the year. Wild Eyes by Elsie Silver. This is book 2 in her Rose Hill series. Another single dad romance. It was so good. It was so good. And especially, I needed this one after Wild Love because I didn't like that one. So this one really turned it around for me. And I'm really excited for book 3. So again, read this one if you haven't already. All right, then the last romance book that I have is Variation by Rebecca Yarros. This is her newest contemporary romance. I read this one too, and I'll save my thoughts. Again, sorry that I'm being very repetitive and secretive for whatever reason, but you know, gotta keep you around somehow. Okay, so can you tell that I have not filmed in a while? I feel so awkward right now. But yeah, I will talk about this more in my recent reads sort of wrap up. This does follow a dancer and it's sort of a second chance romance between a dancer and an old friend. Okay, so next up we have historical fictions. The first book that I have is Angels of the Resistance by Noelle Salazar. This follows two sisters in, I believe it's two sisters, in World War II. I'm really trying to like diversify the time periods that I read, which I'm still very much, mostly right now, intrigued by the World War II historical fiction, but I want to get into more time periods. Why am I struggling with that? I want to get into more time periods and different authors because I've been reading sort of like the very popular kind of same authors. So I think I have sort of picked up a few that I haven't seen as many people talk about, and yeah, different time periods. So the next book that I have is As Bright as Heaven by Suzanne Meisner. This one, I believe, yeah, this one is set in 1918 Philadelphia, and it follows a family. And I want to say it follows a family, but like specifically the three sisters over different time periods. I think it has something to do with like when the Spanish flu broke out. I could be wrong though. Yeah, when the Spanish flu reaches the shores of North America. So very excited to read that one. And then we have By Any Other Name by Jodi Picoult. This is, I believe, follows, it has something to do with Shakespeare. And it follows two different timelines. I think modern day and then 1581. So very intrigued about this one. And this cover is absolutely stunning. So I hope this lives up to the cover at least. And then we have The Lost Wife by Alison Richman. This, a novel of first love in a time of war. So this is another World War II historical fiction. Another World War II historical fiction that we have here is The Child Who Lived by Ellie Midwood. When you're born behind barbed wire, the only way to survive is escape. That sounds really good. It says it's inspired by true events. This powerful World War II novel tells the incredible and inspirational tale of two ordinary people who risk everything to achieve the impossible, bringing new life into a death camp. I have a feeling that one might make me cry. These two are both World War II historical fictions. So this one is by an author that I have read before, and this has been recommended to me so many times. This is The Alice Network by Kate Quinn. The only other book that I have read by her is The Rose Code, and I did really enjoy that one. So I'm really excited to see what this one is about. Follows a woman in 1915 and then a woman in 1947. So I like the dual timelines with historical fiction. Others, not so much. Okay, then we have The Lies That We Leave Behind by Noelle Salazar. Don't really know much about this one. But, okay, it says, Kate Campbell is a nurse who bravely flies back and forth from the front to rescue wounded soldiers. Okay. That sounds really good. And then the last historical fiction that I have is The Frozen River by Ariel Lawhorn. This one is set, I believe, in Where Are You Set? That is about the author, not the book. I know it's set in like a very small town. I want to say in America. And we are following a midwife, and there are some, I think, murders that happen or disappearances. Something happens, and our heroine is very much like trying to solve what's going on. I've heard really good things about that one. We're down to the last stack now. I'm going to go through just the general fiction books that I have. So I have two Kristin Hannah books. We have Magic Hour. Really have no idea what this one is about, but I pretty much at this point want to read anything and everything that Kristin Hannah has ever written because I love her so much. And then I have Night Road, which Nikki from Nikki and Bookland has been telling me that I should read this book. So I'm going to read it. I'm going to buy it. And hopefully I like it. I have faith in Kristin Hannah that at least her books will be a 4-star because that's what I've given most 5, but there have been a few 4 stars so far. And then we have The Wedding People. This book, I have seen this book everywhere over the summer. And people really, really enjoy this book. So I'm very excited to get to this one. I know that this is about a woman who is going through a hard time, and she decides to go to this hotel, I believe. Is it New Jersey or Rhode Island? Newport, Rhode Island. Yeah. And she kind of goes to this resort to get away. And when she gets there, she realizes that the only people who are staying at this resort are there for a wedding. And she kind of gets in with the wedding people. And it is her story and I guess how she interacts with all these different people and how they are going to impact her life or relate to her life. That's what I'm assuming. Okay, so the last 3 books that I have are thriller and horrors. So we'll just go with the 2 horror books that I have. We have Incidents Around the House by Josh Malerman. This, I think, is like a creepy kid haunting of a young girl. It says a chilling horror novel about a haunting told from the perspective of a young girl whose troubled family is targeted by an entity that she calls Other Mommy. That sounds really good. And it's written like really weird too, because it's written by an 8-year-old girl, or from the perspective at least of an 8-year-old girl. So well, I don't know why I didn't read this in October, because that actually sounds really good. And then we have We Used to Live Here. I have read this book. I've talked about it. This follows Charlie and Eve. And one day a family comes to the house saying, and the dad says, hey, I used to live here. And she lets them in to just kind of look around, and then they don't leave. Like there's a snowstorm that comes in and she's like, okay, you can stay the night, you and your family, you can stay. But then they keep finding reasons to not leave. It's a wild ride, very wild ride. And then the last book in this haul is Frida McFadden's newest release. This is The Boyfriend. I have described her books as popcorn thrillers in the past, and I mean, that's just the perfect description for her books. You fly through them. They're not necessarily anything groundbreaking, but you do have fun. At least I do in her books. So far from the ones that I have read, I've had a ton of fun. I haven't really heard a whole lot about this one yet though. So the little tagline here says, is he the man of your dreams or your worst nightmare? So that sounds really interesting. So that is all for my book haul. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you have made it to this point and you'd like to let me know, leave me the book stack emoji in the comments down below, or you can let me know the last book that you purchased. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye.